Hey guys, welcome back to Anytime, Any Days Clubs. I sincerely dislike the amount of content that's being put out there telling you to quit your job to start a business. Clearly, those people do not have your best interests at heart. They just try to sell your courses or to scam their way in your life so that they can extract some money out of you. Starting a business is the hardest thing you can ever endeavor to do. I know that because I own a business myself, and I know the amount of work it takes, the amount of sweat, the amount of dedication, the amount of discipline it takes to actually make it move the needle in the market. You have to have a certain type of DNA in order to start a business and maintain it to a point where you actually can see some kind of success. If you're not someone that's patient or that is resilient, you pretty quickly realize that it's not for you. And certainly do not rely on passion, because that will only take you so far. Starting your business is painful, seriously painful. On top of that, you have to learn so many skills to make it work. You have to learn sales, you have to learn marketing, you have to learn accounting, you have to learn people management, you have to learn how to hire people. All of these are skills that you have to learn in order to make some kind of movement in starting a new business. And with all the effort of learning those new skills, success is still not guaranteed. For most people, having a job is the best option. Heck, I still have a job myself. Why don't more people talk about employees who are millionaires? Why isn't that a narrative that's being pushed out there? There are so many jobs out there you can do to become a millionaire, which are far way easier than building a business. And all you need to do is to learn one skill that pays very well in the marketplace and become great at it. I personally know a lot of accountants, lawyers, doctors, and tech guys who make 6 figures a year. And I know a couple of them who make 7 figures a year. If you don't like your current job, the solution is not to quit your job and start a business. That's a way too massive gap. You don't want to do that. That's definitely not the solution. The statistic is clear. 98% of businesses start fail within 5 years. That's just common knowledge. The solution is self-awareness. That means taking the time to sit down and really think about what you really want out of a job. Thinking about what kind of job would be really meaningful to you and where you could add so much value to a point where you're recognized and paid well for it. Trust me, that job is out there. All you need to do is to design it and then look for it. It has to be something that you truly want. Not your parents, not your friends, not the Joneses. It has to be yours. It has to be something that makes sense to you, something that pull you up in the morning when you wake up and start to go to work. It has to be yours. So take some time out to do some research and identify the type of company you really appreciate. Go to Google and find out what kind of company provides services that you really enjoy today, in today's day and age. And there's probably a few of them. And all you need to do is to look at your own interests. What do you like to do? What do you enjoy buying? What do you enjoy purchasing? Look at those companies. Is there a company out there that does something that you really like, that does something that you really enjoy? And find a way to go and work for them. And if you truly appreciate what they do, believe me, that will come alive in your CV. That will come alive in your cover letter. That will come alive during your interview process. The company will feel like this person is really in line with our value. And they love that. And just for that, they will be willing to hire you. Trust me, everyone has a degree. If a company were to hire 2 accountants, 2 of them have the qualification for the job. What do you think that the company would then base the analysis on to make the decision? It won't be on the degree, because they both have a degree. They both have the same degree. So on that basis, they both qualify, but they have to pick one. And the one they usually pick is the company that is aligned with the value of the company. And I know that because I recruit for my own company. So I know exactly what we go through and the process we go through. So whenever I find myself in a situation where I have 2 people with the same education background, I'm only left with, is this person aligned with our value? Will this person fit well in the business? Will this person fit well with other people already working in the business? That's where you will stand out. The truth is, you selected those companies in the first place because you identify yourself with them. You identify yourself with the way they make decisions. You identify yourself with the way they promote their product. You identify yourself with the way they take action in the marketplace. So it is the perfect way to align your value with the company value and make yourself a winner during the interview process. Now, if you don't have the skill to do the job that you would like to do at that job, go learn that skill. It doesn't matter if you pay for the courses or you actually learn online for free, because these days we have so many material online for free. But remind yourself of something. There's actually nothing free out there. You either pay with your time or you pay with your money. The reason why people prefer to pay for courses is just because it will shorten the learning process. Everything has been packed for them to know exactly what they need to do step by step to actually get where they want to do, where they want to be. The problem with learning online for free is because there's so many material out there that you won't know what is good and what is bad. There will be so many recommendations to a point where you actually, feel lost and overwhelmed. You won't know what fits your current criteria. You won't know the advice or the free courses that actually fit with what you want to do. Or when you buy paid courses, especially when it's well targeted to what you're looking for, you've got a formula that works. You've got material that's already there given to you. You know exactly what you need to do in order to get from point A to point B. So buying a course is gaining time. Time is the actual ultimate resources. It's the thing we all fight for, and it's the thing that we all don't have. So before you decide to learn something for free or actually pay for courses, think very well about those two perspectives. And every time you learn a new skill, you become a better version of yourself and you become more valuable to the marketplace. Having more than one skill in the marketplace is very much appreciated by small size and medium sized businesses, because they know they can hire you and you'll be able to do 2 to 3 people job and get very well compensated for it. And by doing so, you actually reduce the payroll cost. So before you even actually start doing the job itself, that will provide value to the company. You're providing value from another standpoint, which is the profit side. The less cost a company have, especially on the payroll side of things, the more profit that you make. So from the get-go, just because you have the skill, you already allow the company to make more money, and that's already value added, on top of adding more value when you actually start the job at that company. And you will quickly realize that the skill that you learn at the job that you hated will become very much valuable at this new job. And then it will dawn on you that actually you didn't actually hate that job. You hated the culture of that company. You hated the people at that company. You hated what the company stands for. You hated the value. A job is what you make of it. A job doesn't make you. And that's because it was the first job that you got straight out of uni or straight out of college. And so you didn't actually take the time to do your research and design the kind of company you wanted to work for. You came out and the first thing that you wanted to do is just to make some money, which is a mistake that a lot of people do when they just come out of school. And that's how you find yourself in a place where you don't like, and you find yourself feeling like you don't like that job. But ultimately, it's not the job that you hate. You hate the culture, you hate the people, you hate the what the company represent, what they stand for, and what they do as a business. That's the reason why you hated that job. Because otherwise, how would you explain the fact that the same skill that you used to do at the previous company, now you're using that same skill in the new company, but you're enjoying more in this company than you used to enjoy in the previous company. So the skill itself didn't change. That skill was transferable and you maintained that. But it was an environment in which you were that wasn't good enough, or that didn't fit what you believed in. Therefore, you hated it. Now, for the rest of you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking to you. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you. You can't sleep at night, can you? You have a niche that you want to scratch. You have this idea that you've been wanting to implement for a while now, and you haven't done any more on it yet. You're scared, you sweat at night, your heart is pounding all the time. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You clearly believe that the idea that you have is brilliant and that it will revolutionize the world. Now, let me tell you something. It is an amazing thing to dream. And when you dream, make sure you dream big, because dreams are free. It doesn't cost a dime to dream. But don't be deluded. Any idea that you have that you want to implement, trust me, someone has already done it. Unless you're, Elon Musk, who's traveling to Mars. Any idea possible that you might have, I don't care what it is, someone has already done it. And just because someone has already done it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. If it's truly something that you want and that's meaningful to you, it's going to be hard. It's going to be painful. And you have to be ready to accept it from the beginning, from the get-go. You're going to have to give a lot of concession. You're going to have to sacrifice a lot of things. Social time with friends, time with family. You have to be, you have to make peace with it. That's going to be your new life. And the fact that someone has already done it is actually great news. Because that means you have now a role model that you can learn from. You have someone that you can either learn from and then improve upon the idea, or do the exact same thing. But either way, is a benefit. The fact that someone's already done it is a benefit to you. So all you need to do is to identify that person within your area or within your connection and go learn from that person. And if you can't reach that person directly, that person probably have a course or a book or something that you can learn from in order to implement the same type of business. And the other type of learning that we no longer speak, since we are in this internet world now, is do an internship at that person's company. Go work for that person and watch the way the person operates business. See the way it works. See the way he deploys assets. See the way he deploys his resources and learn from it. That's the best way you can actually learn, by actually doing it, by being involved in the day-to-day activity of that business. It is very, very important that you do this strategically. If you have a job, don't just quit your job to go and do that internship, or don't just quit your job to go and start that business. Do it strategically. Do your day job during the day from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. And then at night, after you get home and you've eaten and you've done all your normal routine, start working on that business. Start working from 8 p.m. till midnight. And if what I just said sounds extreme to you, then running a business is definitely not for you. So by doing so, you will ensure a safe transition between leaving your day job to starting the business if the business becomes successful later down the line. I'm pretty sure you already have some commitment and maybe debts that you want to be able to pay for, or family you're looking after. So you don't just want to leave that job and go and start a business. No. That's just dumb. You don't do that. Like, you maintain that job and you run that business on the side. Your day job is the foundation of your current status, is your current foundation of your current life, is the foundation of your current finances. You don't want to play around with that. The new baby, which is your business, is an experimentation. If that fails, you've got something to fall back on. So, and if that works, and I wish it does, you can slowly transition from the job to doing business full time. That makes more sense. That's more wise. Another thing I found very interesting is that a lot of business ideas are very beautiful and brilliant in mind until you start implementing it. Because when you visualize it, it looks as if you were, everything was perfect. It looks as if the marketplace was just waiting for your idea to just, and it welcomes you and everything just runs smoothly. But in reality, most of the time, you start doing the business, and you end up realizing that most of the tasks involving running that business, you actually don't enjoy it. It's very strange. You will be like, okay, cool, I have to learn marketing now. And you do your marketing campaign, and you wouldn't like that at all. You will do your sales. You will feel really uncomfortable to do sales. You will understand accounting because of the complication that comes with it. And then you'll find yourself thinking, do I actually want to do this? Having the idea is all well and good. It's beautiful, when it's already implemented. But for that to be implemented, all those skills I just cited have to be done. Someone has to do it. And because you're at the beginning of your journey, you don't have the resources to actually pay someone to do those jobs that you don't like. You're still broke. So therefore, everything revolves around you. So if you don't have the heart, the patience to stick at it, to see the idea come to life, and stop the fact that you have to do certain type of job that you don't like to actually make that business succeed, then starting a business is not for you. So this is really the reason why I think that the communication and the content that's being pushed out there around starting a business is misguiding people, and a lot of people will probably take those advice on board and make a very big mistake out of their life and realize that it was a wrong decision that they should have done for themselves. I really think that the word entrepreneurship has been thrown around lightly, sexified and misused. This is sending the wrong message to people who might actually end up taking such advice and end up regretting that decision down the line. This was just my 2 cents. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel to make sure that you don't miss similar video in the future. Cheers.